On this warm, hazy afternoon, we head to the New York, Susquehanna, and Western Railway mainline near Milepost 35 at one of the more well-known locations in Passaic County, the station and caboose in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. It felt like the perfect time to reconnect with one of our favorite railroads, and that's exactly what we set out to do here on the NYSW Southern Division. Before long, approaching us westbound on the main is WSX, one of the NYSW's regular daytime locals. Today, however, it's running as an extra, hauling a cut of empty ballast cars to be set off at Pompton Junction, just beyond this current location. The New York, Susquehanna, and Western Railway also leases power from Conrail Shared Assets Operations, so it's not uncommon to see CSX or Norfolk Southern 4-axle locomotives handling these local jobs. Today, it's a pair of CSX GP38-2s on the point, preparing to get the job done. This is one of the more interesting spots where NYSW operations take place. Here at Pompton Junction, right after crossing the diamond here, WSX will shove up the Northwest Y to set off the ballast cars before moving south to continue its work. Also located here is Tilcon New York Incorporated, a major crushed stone supplier and quarry that generates constant activity throughout the day. It's an incredibly busy operation, where loads of crushed stone flow in and out of the quarry. We think Tilcon was set to fill the ballast cars at some point in time. WSX would cut away from the boxcars, shoving the empty ballast cars onto the siding alongside the main on this industrial spur, spotting them there before continuing its work. The NJT on the ballast cars indicates this is most likely part of New Jersey Transit's rolling stock. With the ballast cars set off, WSX ties back onto the boxcars and rolls south past the Diamond toward Hamburg Turnpike to work Belden Tri-State, less than a mile south of here. Right here at Belden Tri-State lies a quiet piece of forgotten railroad history. This north-south line was once part of the New York and Greenwood Lake Railway, a route that connected the New York metropolitan area to the resorts and industries of northern New Jersey, before being absorbed by the Erie Railroad in 1943. In fact, the Belden Tri-State office stands on the very site of the former Erie Pompton Riverdale station, a once active stop along this busy corridor. At its peak, the line handled a mix of commuter traffic, freight, and seasonal excursion trains headed toward Greenwood Lake, New York, a popular destination in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Today, while that activity has long since faded, remnants like this small business serve as a reminder of the line's role in shaping rail travel and industry in the region. After nearly an hour of switching moves, WSX finally shoves back down the Y and heads east on the main toward Ridgefield Park. We catch them at Oakland, rolling eastbound as they continue their trip back. WSX makes it back to the MC yard in Ridgefield Park, where the NYSW stages most of its outbound cars. Here, we catch WSX making a few switching moves, positioning the empty boxcar for the westbound road train SU-99, which will head out once the power for it is ready. Being next to the busy river line, we see a CSX high railer meeting the working CSX Jeeps. What WSX brought out and what was buried in the MC yard took us by surprise. 2 passenger cars for the outbound SU-99 were in tow and planned to be put on the rear of the upcoming road train and bound for Binghamton. We can't say for sure where they are ultimately headed, but some have said it was bound for the Finger Lakes Railway in upstate New York. Seeing the CSX Jeeps hauling those passenger cars made for an interesting and somewhat classic scene. The WSX crew would park the Jeeps and make some configurations to that night's SU-99 power. When they completed that, they brought it up to the north end of the MC yard into Cross Street. 3012 ex-Southern Pacific built in 1980, 4062 and 4060, both former Norfolk Southern SD70M-2s. 3618 ex-Burlington Northern 6500 built in 1970. NYSW is rightfully famous for their interesting and legendary power that catches the eye of rail fans all over the area. The WSX crew spent some time correcting a load imbalance in the consist. Once that was resolved, the SU-99 crew took over the task of doubling the train, a common but time-consuming move for the SU-99 before its departure. Because the train is often staged across two separate tracks, SU-99 has to carefully pull portions of the consist, reassemble them onto a single track, and then reconnect the entire train before departure. The NYSW has many stations still standing on their main line in North Jersey. One of them is Maywood. Built in 1872, it's a rail museum which was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2003. The main objective of this museum is concentrating on the history of Maywood Station, the NYSW, and the roles they played in the development of the borough of Maywood and the surrounding area. The Penn Central and Conrail caboose, as well as the NYSW Elko S2, really sets up quite a historic scene. The NYSW Railway has a proud history of early railroading in the state of New Jersey. Here we see SU-99 finally making its way westbound and past this historic site. We'll shoot the entire train unedited, all 92 cars. Included are the 2 passenger cars we saw earlier at the rear of the train. Finally, we'll finish off our time on the Southern Division with catching SU-99 one last time in Wyckoff, New Jersey. Another station and a key one for the NYSW from 1939 to 1966. Hope you enjoyed joining us along the Southern Division of the New York, Susquehanna, and Western, one of our favorites. Whether local action, mainline, or history, the NYSW always has something to offer rail enthusiasts. Be sure to check out our other NYSW videos we've put together over time. And until next time, happy rail fanning.